Hello, young learners. This is Teacher Jen, and I welcome you to my class for easy to understand English lessons for young learners like you. In this video lesson, we shall be talking about the past continuous tense of the verb. The past continuous tense is used to show that an action was going on or in progress at some point in the past. Actions or action that was happening just now, recently, a while ago, last month, yesterday, last night, last week, or maybe last year. Since we are talking about past events, we need to use was, which is the past tense of is, and were, which is the past tense of are, plus verb or action verb with ing. We use was for sentences that begin with I, he, she, it, and singular nouns. And we use were for sentences that begin with you, we, they, you and I, and plural nouns. We use the past continuous tense to form positive or affirmative sentences, negative sentences, and even to form questions. Let us study the following examples. I was dancing last night. So our sentence begins with I. So we use was plus the verb with ing, which is dancing. The original verb is dance. So to change dance to dancing, we need to change the letter E to ing. And in this sentence, the time indicator is last night. I was dancing last night. So this is an affirmative or positive sentence. I was not dancing last night. Our sentence begins with I, so we use was. And since this sentence is negative, we use not. I was not dancing last night. But we can conjugate the was not. We can say, I wasn't dancing last night. I was dancing last night, positive sentence. I was not dancing last night, or I wasn't dancing last night, negative sentences. To form a question, we must first use the was or were before the subject. Was I dancing last night? Let us read. I was talking. I was not talking. I wasn't talking. Was I talking? So the first is positive. I was talking, positive. I was not talking or I wasn't talking, negative. Was I talking? Question. She was crying in the room. So what is the verb in our sentence? The verb is crying. And our subject is she. That's why we use was. She was not crying in the room. This is an example of a negative sentence because we use not. She wasn't crying in the room. Wasn't is the conjugation of was not. She was not crying in the room is a negative sentence. She wasn't crying in the room is also a negative sentence. Was she crying in the room? So this is an example of a question. So when we form a question, we must use was or were first before the subject and then the verb. He was driving fast. Our sentence begins with he, so we use was. And the verb in the sentence is driving. Driving comes from the verb drive. Drive spells drive. So we change the letter E to ing. He was not driving fast. He wasn't driving fast. Was he driving fast? It was running. It was not running. Was it running? It wasn't running. What is the action verb? The action verb is run. Running. When you write running, you have to double the letter N, then ing. Again, we use was if our sentence begins with I, he, she, it, and singular nouns. We use were for sentences that begin with you, we, they, you and I, and plural nouns. Let us study the following sentences. You were shopping at the mall. Our sentence begins with you, so we use were. Were is the past tense of are. Shopping, the original verb is shop. Remember, in the past continuous tense, we use was or were plus the verb with ing. You were shopping at the mall. This is a positive or an affirmative sentence. You were not shopping at the mall. Negative sentence. Were not. You weren't shopping at the mall. Also a negative sentence. Weren't is the conjugation of were not. Were you shopping at the mall? So this is an example of a question. Use were first before the subject and then the verb. Were you shopping at the mall? Let us read together. They were laughing. They were not laughing. They weren't laughing. Were they laughing? We were swimming. We were not swimming. You and I were cooking. You and I were not cooking. The past continuous tense is also used to show that past action was going on, then something else happened. Here are some examples. When she was writing, her pencil broke. Writing is the first action, and the second action is broke. But these two actions didn't happen at the same time. One action was going on, which is writing, Then another action took place, which is broke. And broke is the past tense of break. Number 2. When Jerome was driving, a dog dashed across the road. Driving is the first action, and dashed is the second. While we were studying in the room, Mother was cooking in the kitchen. There are two action verbs in this sentence. Were studying and was cooking. One action was going on, and that is studying, when another action took place, and that is cooking. You were not listening while I was speaking to you just now. Two actions again, listening and speaking. And the time indicator in this sentence is just now. Well, young learners, we're almost done. I hope that you understood the lessons that we had. Now, before I let you go, let us have a short revision. Answer the following questions in 5 seconds. Number 1. While I blank, walking, a girl screamed. Was or were? The correct answer is was. While I was walking, a girl screamed. Number 2. The children blank doing their homework this morning. Was or were? The children were doing their homework this morning. So the correct answer is were. Number 3. They blank playing soccer yesterday evening. Was or were? And our answer is were. They were playing soccer yesterday evening. Number 4. When we saw her, she was blank. Is it cry or crying? And what is your answer? Is it cry or crying? The right answer is crying. When we saw her, she was crying. Number 5. The bell was blank when June reached school just now. Is it ringing or rang? And the right answer is ringing. The bell was ringing when June reached school just now. Number 6. When I left the house, it blank raining. Is it weren't or wasn't? When I left the house, it wasn't raining. Number 7. They were screaming when the teacher blanked the room. Enters or entered? What is your answer? They were screaming when the teacher entered the room. So the correct answer is entered. 8. While Timothy was running down the stairs, he blank. Falls or fell? Can you guess the correct answer? The correct answer is fell. Fell is the past tense of fall. Number 9. Mom entered the room as the children blank. Is it was laughing or were laughing? The correct answer is were laughing. Mom entered the room as the children were laughing. And finally, number 10. Teresa blanked the floor this morning. Is it was scrubbing or were scrubbing? You have 5 seconds. And the answer is, Teresa was scrubbing the floor this morning. Now, who got 10 out of 10? What about 9 out of 10? I hope that you did not get 0. Thank you very much, young learners, for learning with Teacher Jen. I pray that you find this video beneficial. And special thanks to those who subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate it. Enjoy your day, everyone, and take care.